A very good evening to all of you out there. This is Kanishka Ramchandani, your host for today, and welcome to the Insta Live session by the Biz Learners. I am a journalist and entrepreneur, the founder of WordMonk, House of Content, PR, and Digital Communication, and the founding member of the Biz Learners. And it is a pleasure of mine to be hosting this session for our platform. The Biz Learners is a knowledge learning, knowledge exchanging, and networking platform for entrepreneurs. It's a pan-India virtual platform and we have members from all across the country. Today for this session, I'll be having two esteemed guests with me who will be discussing on the topic of the impact of industries on handicraft. In a bit, I will introduce my guest speakers to you, and in the meantime, I request you to join in for this session as soon as possible. Give a shout out to your friends and peers and fellow entrepreneurs who would find this session interesting. So if you are in the handicrafts business or you are keen on supporting artisans and their sustainable living, then please join in for this session and listen to our experts talk about it. Today's live session will have two esteemed guests, Ms. Ekta Bansal, founder of and CEO of Parijay Genus, and Ms. Kanishka Kushwaha, who is into handicrafts, products and customized gifts and is the founder of Karigar House. Before I add my guests to this conversation, I will give you a little bit of introduction about them. Ekta Bansal is, like I said, the founder and CEO of Parijay Genus. She is into protecting the environment and bringing people closer to nature via the Go Green concept, along with a focus on women empowerment. Today she will be joining us to discuss on the about the impact that industries have on the handicraft and art industry in India, and its also its impact on the livelihoods of artisans. Joining her is Kanishka Kushwaha. She is the founder of Karigar House. She focuses on promoting handmade and made in India products for enhancement of local market on a global platform. It gives me immense pleasure to invite both of them for this discussion today. So I'm going to add both of them to this conversation and we shall discuss in detail the impact of industries on the handicraft and art industry in India. So in a minute, we will. Hi.
Hi Kanishka. Hello everybody.
Hello Ekta.
Hi
Hello
Kanishka.
Kanishka.
Hello everyone.
How are you doing?
All well.
Good. How are you?
I'm good too. Thank you. Let me just adjust my camera a little because now that I'm sharing the screen with you, yes. Okay. So firstly, thank you so much for joining me on this session, and it's great to have you here and discuss this very important topic with us, the impact of industries on handicraft in India. I would like to know more from you about this. And before we proceed to our Q&A, there is a request to my audience. If you have any questions for our experts here, please leave them in the Q&A box below. I will be disabling the comment section right now so that the screen is completely clear. So please leave your questions in the Q&A box and we shall proceed with our interviews. Great. So thank you so much once again for joining me today, and it's great to have you here. Let's hear it from Ekta first. Ekta, would you like to tell us what is the whole scenario with regards to employment? What kind of impact has industrialization had on the artisans?
Well, Kanishka, it's a very important topic, and
Yes.
it's a pleasure to discuss this topic at this platform. So the thing is, every product, the success of any product depends on affordability as well as on the availability.
Right.
Due to industrialization,
Yeah.
mass production is possible in a very less time. But in
Yeah.
case of if we consider the handicraft products, they are all handmade, and also the time limit is there. We can prepare the limited products. Of course, the quality and the work is definitely better But
Yeah.
there is some mismatch. There is some mismatch in the market as well as in these products. So
Yeah.
that's why a lot of artisans, due to our interest in machine-made products, so a lot of artisans are losing their jobs, and that's why they are not even able to earn their livelihoods, and that's why they are forced. They are forced to join these industries as a labor, and that's why definitely industrialization has the effect on the artisans.
Right. So they cannot find jobs befitting their talent and their skills in in industries. So they give up their livelihoods to pursue that. Right.
Exactly. If we
Right.
if we consider our this machine era, if you think about it, machines don't need any skill; they are programmed. But
Yeah.
for the artisan, the art needs to be learned. It to be learned, and expertise is needed for for a long time. Only
Yes.
then a product is created. So it's the way of doing the easy thing through the machines and all. So and that's why it's definitely impacting our artwork.
Absolutely. Kanishka, coming to you, can you throw some light on what has been the history in India of arts, craftsmanship, and handicrafts?
As you can go back to time, India is one of the most oldest country till now working on it. As we go
Yeah.
to the 11th century, we have impact of so many people in our history and in our art cultures, the Cholas, the Rajputs, and so many dynasty. So we
Yeah.
have a variety of art to exhibit to the world. We have so much to give to the world. We have so many monuments as you go, wherever you go. If you go to Agra, you have Taj Mahal. If you go to Delhi, you have Red Fort. This is all a mixture of handicraft. Then you have so much. If you go to Kashmir, you have Kashmiri embroidery. If you go to Lucknow, you have Lucknow. Like people have it country wise their art form. We have state wise our art form. So
Yes.
this is what earlier we used to call Sone ki Chidiya. It was not just because of our wealth; it's because of our hospitality, our handicraft, our monuments, and everything. With time, people are leaving this legacy back, and they are not focusing on what is made in India, vocal for local. They are more inclined towards quick things and things which are machine made. So our history is full of dances, songs. We have such amazing people in our history who used to sing, and then the clouds used to come and the rain used to come. So we are all leaving it behind.
Right.
And we are
So
just
we have craftsmanship in our culture, and unfortunately, it's been losing itself somewhere because of the
it's
modern times. Right. So
yeah, people
so
are not valuing what we have in our country, rather than they are going to foreign cities to see the same thing rather than
exactly.
exploring India.
Yeah. So, in continuation of my previous question, do you think that now that we are actually losing this entire heritage of handicraft that we have because of solely because of industrialization?
Yeah, solely because of industrialization, because people are not ready to pass on their legacy, because they are not seeing any future in that. So if you say if someone is doing Kashmiri embroidery and he is
Yeah.
making profit, he wants to invest that profit in his son's education to make him an engineer to design that same machine which can do the embroidery, rather than teaching him to do the embroidery and making him to elaborate in the market, to do proper branding of that, to take it to the global market. People are
Yes.
not willing to pass their legacy just
And
because of
that
the fear of extinction of the craft in the world.
right, and that is definitely having a long-standing impact on the current state of
And
handicraft
now
in India.
people don't see that there is any profit, so people are going outside India to learn ballet in London school, but people are not ready to go to Varanasi or Khairagarh to learn Kathak or some kind of art form of India. So
Absolutely,
they
absolutely. Right. Ekta, can you elaborate more on the relationship between handicrafts and empowerment of women in India's context mostly?
Yeah. So, you see, I have seen my women in my family creating a
Yeah.
lot of products since childhood. I watched them, and then I learned. Then slowly, slowly, I realized in the in these 4 decades, we have lost that legacy that we have passed, that I have learned from my dadi, nani, mother, but I'm not able to pass this to my daughter.
Yeah.
So this way we are losing something. But now but I met a lot of women who are skilled in various art forms, but they are not able to go out to work, and they don't have that platform where they can showcase their products. Or also the number of products is limited. The cost and everything is very expensive to showcase, and that will not recover even their expenditures. So the thing is, the idea came into mind that
Right.
why not to create a platform that where the women can work from home, create their products, and all these products can be in a commercial market. And this way, the women from the rural, which are not qualified, but they have a lot of skills, they have the
Yeah.
art to
Yeah.
do a number of things. So this way we can help, and they will be able to generate income, contribute to their income. They are doing on their part. But
Yeah.
if a platform is created where we can refine their products to according to the modern demand
Right.
in a proper way and do the proper branding, then definitely it will improve their confidence, boost their confidence, and make them financially independent.
Right, that's a really inspiring thought, and it would also serve as an encouragement for women to take up work from home kind of handicraft work or
And it
craftsmanship.
will be
That's
easier for
yes,
women to do it from home, because going out and all,
absolutely,
leaving the house is a difficult task.
yeah. Right now, it's a difficult task for everybody, but more so for women.
Yeah.
Right. So,
So
Ekta, Kanishka just mentioned that how because this legacy is not getting passed on from generation to generation, somehow now in the 21st century, it is coming to a full stop where these artisans want a different sort of a future for their children. So, do you think that there are a lot of art forms that will face extinction because of this? Like probably down the line, we won't know what Kashmiri embroidery is or what Fulkari is.
yes, I do. Because, if I talk about my childhood, I have learned a lot of things, like a lot of ways of embroidery, knitting, stitching. I learned all these things from my mother.
Yeah.
So, but now if I talk about my daughter, she even don't know that what are the different stitches in the embroidery, and
Yeah.
so this way, this is only a small thing. If I consider about our Punjab, I have met few women. So I would like to mention that there is an organization, Trinjan. They are helping the women to revive their spinning on the charkha. I hope
Okay.
everybody knows the charkha. And then
Yes.
that, yes, and that is our legacy. That if I talk about our before 1947, Gandhiji also insisted on Swadeshi.
Yes.
And first thing that was done is to spin our own cotton thread and weave our own cloth.
Yes.
So these art forms, if you consider nowadays, you won't be able to see any charkha or any khaddi where the this weaving is done. But
Yes.
it's wonderful that some of lot of organizations now are working on this and trying to revive this art form. But definitely a lot needs to be done in this field.
Absolutely. But at least as long as people remember Gandhiji, they will know at least what charkha is. Unlike other art forms that don't have a brand ambassador of that kind. So
Yeah.
now that we're talking about the extension of these handicrafts and art forms, what do you think will happen to the artists? Will the real artists get sidelined in this entire process?
You see, I met a lot of women during this 4 years period, and
Yeah.
what during their our conversation, what I realized that they don't want their children to, or they have left all this, and also they don't want their children. They want their children to get education
Yeah.
and to shift from India. A lot of people want that they want to shift to India just because they are not able to uh, earn their livelihood through their art.
Yeah.
So this definitely this we must consider that where is the gap, why we are not able to create a bridge and fulfill this gap, so that our artisan feels that they should continue this work and pass on this legacy to their children. Even the children are also not ready. They are looking for the easy jobs. Art is it's a long learned skill.
Yes.
It needs time, it needs effort. It takes so many years to create an artist.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree
Yeah.
more with you there. Kanishka, is there
Yes.
something you would like to add to this?
I believe that people are not getting the amount of profit which they want to generate from their livelihood, and they are getting into things like a artist may not be educated at that point of time, so he's getting into things like doing labor job and all, and he is an artist, like, he's a karigar, he is a professional of some job, but he's, because of not getting proper profits and not able to win, like, he may be the breadwinner of the family and he's not able to do it, he's doing something which he is not professional at, and maybe he
Yeah.
doesn't like it. So that is something which is not a benefit for us also and for them also.
Absolutely. So the whole thing boils
We
down
should
to,
provide them markets and kind of stuff where they can sell their products, and organizations should help them to do such kind of things, like ma'am is doing such amazing job.
right. Right. So there is a need for proper guidance in this field, and there is also a need to make that art form sustainable for them in terms of giving them livelihood. Right? Am I right?
Yes,
Yes.
definitely. Only then these art forms can be saved.
Right.
And they
So
need to be saved.
Yeah,
absolutely,
definitely.
yes. That's the whole point of having this live session, because we all believe that yes, no, the art forms need to be saved, but at the same time, the artists themselves need to be saved. We cannot have such brilliant professional artists getting into labor, like Kanishka said. So once the art form is saved, the artist will float along, I believe. Um, Ekta, what are the preventive measures that we can take as a society, and perhaps the government or organizations such as yours can take to stop this extinction of our art forms?
You see, we have a woman who are creating the products, and they are majority of them are 50 plus. They are actually in the traditional this art forms. They are
Yeah,
50 plus. So you
yeah,
see, there is I think what we can do is we have to promote their products.
yeah,
People even don't know. I talked about the two words, that affordability and the availability. So here the first thing is availability. Their
yeah.
products must be available in the market.
Right.
When the products are available and visible in the market, only then people will consider these products. So if I ask, here we have the audience, if I
Yes.
ask the audience that in 10 seconds you just tell the 10 brands, you see they will not be able to name even a single Indian brand.
Yes.
So that's what required. Now in a digital way, that we all are on a digital platform. So there should be a combined effort where we can help our artisans and make their products and their art. Not only the art and the products, even the artists should be visible, so that people should know that how much effort and how much feelings are connected to these products. I would like to say, वी
Yes.
से दैट दुनिया में हम कहीं भी चले जाएं, कितना भी अच्छा खाना खाएं, लेकिन जो स्वाद एक माँ के हाथ के खाने में आता है, वो और कहीं नहीं मिलता.
Bilkul.
Similar way, the our own Indian art forms, our own products gives us so pleasure and satisfaction that cannot be considered at any cost.
True, that is very true. And
Yeah.
you are right here when you say that we need to make these efforts more recognizable. And if branding is the way to do it, then why not? And
Yes.
yes, you are right. People will not be able to name Indian brands, especially brands related to handicrafts, because something is lacking, that they are not getting that kind of push. And once they arrive on the same digital page that we are, perhaps things will completely change. Kanishka, in our earlier conversation also, we were discussing what kind of impact foreign goods have on Indian handicraft. So would you like to elaborate on that?
foreign goods. Earlier, the British era came and British goods, totally compensate for Indian goods. Later
Yes.
on, made in China became a trend. Then people are not ready to buy Indian stuff. If you, as you mentioned, if you ask them 10 Indian brands, they won't be able to tell you 10 Indian brands. But if you tell them, a normal person, give me 10 luxury brands, all of them will start with Gucci, and I don't know where they will end up. People are not ready. We have such amazing itar from Lucknow. They don't want it. They only want Gucci, guilty. They only want something which is, they don't believe that handicraft is something, the most unique thing you will get. It's like handmade for you. That much,
Yes.
that will be with thousands of people, but that I believe is only with you, the handcrafted. So there is a lot of impact, and then because of mass production, they are cheaper. Because of machine production, they are cheaper. And handmade is because there's no mass production, so
Yeah.
they are expensive. So this is a combined effort of normal population and the artist. So to promote it, collaboration, I believe, is something which big, huge designers can do to show Indian art in their designs and literally collaborate with people who are doing it on ground basis, rather than just telling that we have formed this art form with machine in our art.
Yes.
So that is something I believe.
As far as I know, there are certain fashion designers who are taking keen interest in Indian textiles. I believe Lakme Fashion Week also has a whole day dedicated to Indian textiles and Indian artisans. But that is more like a one-off effort rather than a group, a herd mentality, because what they are doing is creating awareness and educating people, fashionable people about
Everyone
this.
is not so efficient that everyone is wearing the things Lakme Fashion Week is. Like normal boutique
Yeah.
can also take some efforts to find out artisans of normal, and then they can also take out there, but no one is doing that. Everyone just wants what is going with the trend, go with the trend, kind of.
So, is it only the easy access that is making a difference, or is price also very important here? The price of the end product, because custom made,
Price.
handmade, definitely will be more costlier.
It is costly
Yeah.
because it is not massly produced. That is also the reason. Second, it is personalized.
Yeah.
So it is affecting, but I believe that people are spending a lot more than that and not buying handicraft in some other things like which are not made in India. Very big brands, I don't want to name them, but they are spending. So they have money that they can buy handcrafted also.
Yes. Ekta, you were saying something. You want to add to this?
Yeah, Kanishka, I have an opinion on this that we are,
Yes.
if we talk about so many brands, nothing is, if I say, nothing is cheap actually.
Yeah.
Everything has a cost. So it needs a proper, our economist can help us. They can
Yeah.
judge that how this price range can be considered and how we can manage at the affordable prices. Definitely, everything must be at the affordable prices. Basic, what I feel that we have, I think, largest population
Yes.
of
Second
India is the
largest.
largest population. Yes, and
Yes.
if with this population we cannot make the products affordable, handmade, then I think we are lacking somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I think
totally
we are
agree with
lacking
you.
somewhere. Yeah, there must be some there is some mismatch, and we are not able to find out.
Yeah.
So if we find these where we are lacking and how we can improve, and how can we create a balance between the quality, between the product cost and affordability, visibility, then definitely these gaps can be covered. And
Right.
yes,
Actually,
so
there's a related question from the audience, so I'm going to quickly put it across to both of you. Local digital marketing wants to know if this is because brand promotion requires investment. Is that one of the
yes.
hindrances?
Yeah, this can be the hindrance. You see, first I believe that every product, so every art form must be visible at their local market. The very
Okay.
first thing. first
Okay.
at the local market, and then it should be then you see, a lot of things are there. We have the time limit, we have the labor, we have the artisan and creativity. Handmade products are like that, how
Yeah.
these are created basically. Handmade is not art craft. Art is not a product. Art
Right.
is basically a what I say it exactly, it's a culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, first it should be in the proper way. It should be visible in the local market, and then it should be branded in a proper way. Definitely, if you see what if we consider the foreign markets, lot of advertising, lot of digital platforms, lot of visibility is there, but
Yeah.
we are lacking this thing in our own art forms. So not only digital hindrance, basic education is also there. So if I consider my family, I have seen, I'm teaching my kids. So if you see, there is nothing about our own history.
True.
So yeah, so students are not learning our own regular skills. They are just reading the books.
Yes.
So I'm a teacher also. So I met a lot of students, and all are degree holders basically.
Yeah.
There is lack of skill. They don't know. I will give you an example. We
Yes.
have pashmina. You know about pashmina?
Yes. Yes.
Real pashmina, they say real pashmina cloth can cross from a small ring.
Ring.
Yes.
It's that delicate, but very few people know about it. If from our next generations, if we ask what is pashmina, they said no, we don't know about it, but they know about Apple. If I want to buy, if anybody, you ask anybody, even a layman, you ask them, if you want to buy a phone, then what would you buy? Yes, definitely. My preference is Apple,
Yeah.
whether it is affordable or not affordable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because it's what it is. What is Apple? Apple is a status symbol. They want to buy.
Brand
You know,
name.
no, it's a brand name, no doubt. Quality is there. No, not only the brand name. Should say everything should be there. A status symbol, a quality, affordability. Then price won't matter.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah.
So, like you said, the authentic pashmina can pass through a ring. So, if it is really authentic, then I should be ready to pay the premium or luxury amount for it, and it should be a status symbol for me. Plus, I should be able to flaunt its brand name, saying that XYZ brand ka pashmina hai. That kind of thing,
Yes,
right?
I was coming to this point. If I
Yeah.
consider where everybody knows that Pashmina is there, but they don't know from where to buy, which is the
Yes.
authentic brand. ठीक है
Yes.
ना? What is the genuinity? Whatever price they are paying, it is right price.
Yes.
So this type of authenticity should be there. There are no doubt, definitely there are a lot of brands which are providing this authenticity. Like the ISI product, Apple marked, this
Yes.
lot of things are there. So these things needs to be considered and promoted in a proper way. Authenticity is definitely there, because I want to buy the stones, but I don't know from where
Yeah.
I get the original ones at the right price. So this type of mismatch is there.
True. But to think of it, I'm sure this is the case with all the brands initially, unless they come with, corporate investment. If you are a household brand that is planning to go big, you will face this problem. And if they can overcome it, so can we. Right?
Yeah, you see, like consider Fab India. I
Yes.
can buy, yeah, I can buy anything from Fab India because I know that it's genuine. Whatever
Yes.
price I'm paying, it's quality.
Yeah.
So,
True.
this type of branding should be done for our art forms also, where people know that they are getting the real art forms.
Ekta, you mentioned that the products that these artisans are making should first be available in the local markets. So, can you explain this a little more? What exactly do you mean by local market? Because if say there is a Fulkari dupatta, and if it is selling in Amritsar, locals are not going to buy it. For them, it is ordinary. But people traveling to that place will probably buy it. So, why is it important for the product to be available locally?
So you see, I feel that if I have a product, okay,
Yeah.
I have a feelings and I have a proud for that product, only then I can sell it anywhere else.
Okay.
So that's why I am saying that first, the product should be available at the local, so that people should get connected to it.
Yeah.
You know, the mouth publicity. Kanishka, give me just an example. You want to buy a fulkari, then what would you do?
Go to
Um,
Amritsar, contact someone from Amritsar to buy.
yes.
Exactly. Now here is the answer. So what would you do? You will go, you will call somebody, Amritsar, you will find out somebody and call them and ask them from where you can get the original fulkari or something else.
Yes. Yes.
You know, that's why I'm saying the product should be available in the local market.
Right.
I
So
Thank you for
always
if
add
clarifying that.
authenticity and a culture to it. If you say like Pashmina is from Kashmir and Amritsar से फुलकारी आती है, so that city drives its authenticity कि हाँ वहाँ का है तो सही होगा, बहुत ही
It's
अच्छा
coming
सही
from the
होगा.
right place. Yes.
हाँ.
Yes,
It's
yes,
coming.
yes.
Okay, great. Kanishka, you have been talking a lot about how the artisans, the craftsmanship are going extinct and how it's because of lack of awareness. So, do you think the new generation is totally not inclined towards pursuing these arts or even choosing them as a product or a career option? What is the outlook of the newer generation?
I may not say that they are not totally inclined. They are in some point inclined, and but if you see from generations, I always say that people are not ready to pass their legacy. My mom knows
Yeah.
so many art forms. She can do embroidery. She can do macram. Then I know a few because she taught me a few because for them studies was more important. I am not saying that studies are not important, but we do have vacations. We do have school where we have so many extra subjects. We can, like, I am from MP Jabalpur. I majorly deal with marbles, so
Yeah.
I don't believe any of the school teaches how to do karigari of marble, which they can teach as a subject.
Yes.
Or we do have SUPW, but they don't teach anything on a very frank way. It's like a games period kind of, you can enjoy in it and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying everyone has to be interested. If a class of 47, not all have to be interested in arts. But when I was in school time, I do had classes of calligraphy, of macram and all that, and I took literally went. My mom used to enroll me. Nowadays I don't see it. I have niece and nephews. They are taking coding classes, which is good. But someone has to be inclined towards the art form also. Um, if the new era, the development is important, taking our legacy with us is also important. There can be a match of it, I believe.
Yes. So right now, because since you have taken the example of coding, it's been thrown in our face all the time that coding is good for children and they should be doing
I
it.
am so sorry to cut you in between, but I don't understand the affection of Indian people inclining towards foreign things. You cannot speak where I come from. If you are speaking English, then only you are considered intelligent or educated. They are
Yeah.
not. They are not. You cannot speak Hindi. You are considered कि तुम्हें कुछ नहीं आता if you are speaking Hindi, which is not
Yes.
good. People outside very very developed country like Japan, they need translators when they go for international meetings because they don't enhance English, which is wrong. You should know everything, but leaving
Yeah.
your legacy back to make yourself look cool is not cool. So not cool.
Right. Ekta, what's your thought on the newer generation looking at craftsmanship as a career option?
You see, I feel that a lot of organizations are working to revive our art forms and create the awareness for this. And if you look at the data, so many, like the first example is with us, like Kanishka. Kanishka is so young and she has the courage to promote other marble art.
Yes.
So it's slow, but a lot of youth is coming into this, and they have realized the potential, and they are working with the artisans and helping them to grow in a better way.
Yeah.
You see, everything is necessary. Technology,
Yes.
education, art, everything is necessary. But the technology should complement, not replace our art.
I really
That's
like
such a
that. That's
nice
a very,
point.
yes, nice way to put it. Technology should not replace art, it should complement it. I'm just looking for some questions if there are from our audience. So I have re-enabled the comment section. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments section below for our experts. One viewer wants to know, how can I purchase? I'm not very clear about what exactly they mean by purchasing. What is it that they want to purchase? If you could elaborate, then our experts can help you out. Vasanti has a comment. She says foreigners come and search for our handicrafts while visiting here, which is very true.
Yes, of course, foreigners come. But you see, here is one thing more. Foreigners know the value. We should value our products. We should know
Yeah.
the capability of artisans, and we should evaluate it. We should value them. We should respect them, and we should promote them as an artist and not as a labor. Only then we can be successful, when we can give the respect that they deserve. So this is
Right.
the only way. And also, I would like to something, a few lines to this, that machines
Yes.
are not making any effort, but our artisans do.
Yeah.
Machines can't add feelings to a product, but an artisan do. Machines can't think and improve our products as per our requirements, but an artisan can. Machine can create only a product, but an artisan create a culture and a legacy that
Yes.
needs to be promoted and needs to be respected. And I feel that machines can be the helping hand, but it should not be the alternative to an artist. And this respect should be from, even the schools and all, they should add something in the curriculum where we teach our students about our rich heritage culture. Even we talk about our freedom fighters, even our children don't know. They know, they
Yeah.
have watched a few movies, but in our history, we are not teaching Bhagat Singh, we are not teaching Mahatma Gandhi. They know that 2nd October is a holiday.
Yes.
you know so
Yeah.
these are the few things that we are lacking. They don't know that how rich our Indian is. I have an example. We went to Dubai, and my son was very impressed the way they have created the building where the ACs are not required. Then I said
Yeah.
that why don't you go to Rajasthan and see the huge
Hawa Mahal.
buildings, Hawa
Yes.
Mahal and all. He don't know the Hawa Mahal, but he liked that building, that mom. Wow, no AC is required here.
Yeah. So,
So
yeah,
I
the
believe
that
rather
building's
than
architect probably came to India to study how that is to be done.
yes,
I
yes.
believe rather than giving a holiday on 2nd October, tell how the charkha is used in the school. To at least
Exactly, you are absolutely right, Kanishka. We should add this thing, and I would like to mention that we, as a Parijay, we are trying to revive these things, and we have an yearly event, Navathan, but we are not able to conduct it during this COVID session. And
Yeah.
last year we have planned this. On during this event, we have planned a small sessions for the children where they can use the charkha and spin and spin the thread.
Wow.
oh,
We
that's
are
nice.
introducing such things.
Yeah. So I hope
Children are
once,
becoming fan of the fake heroes of Marvel rather than becoming the fan of true heroes. They are carrying all the stuff of none of them know who fought for us.
that is so true. The sad truth, but with experts like you at the helm, I'm sure things will change and people will get more educated and more aware about the craftsmanship and the artisans of India. I'm really positive about all that after today's conversation. There's a question from Tamil, if you could quickly take that. Is there any benefit given by the government for your
Yeah,
efforts?
now our government is supporting Made in India and this type of projects. And
Yes.
we need to work on this. Only single person or single organization cannot do this. There should be a common platform. Every organization, with the help of the government and a common platform, can build a very good network. And this way, we can promote our artists, their products, in everything.
Right.
HDFC runs a program in which they take camps in the river, like a rural area of Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and Bihar, where they teach the women like 20 days, 21 days camps are there where they give them all this silai and embroidery ka kaam, and they teach them, and then they give them employment in their tied up NGOs and all. So there are people who are working for it.
Right. So I think efforts at all level are important, individual, small scale, and large scale and governmental levels to elevate the position of the artisan in India. Today, we are able to have this conversation all thanks to the Biz Learners platform. So I would like to know from you before I conclude the session, how has been your experience of being with Biz Learners? How has it, benefited you individually and as entrepreneurs? Ekta?
Yeah, definitely. It's a very nice experience, and that's why I'm here with all of you. And the support that we are getting from the whole team is amazing.
Yes.
So definitely, it's improving our day-to-day working, and in every field, we are getting the good network, and we are able to promote our products in the right channels. And definitely, yes, and obviously, this is creating a good platform. So visibility is all over India. Visibility is increasing, definitely.
Right. Kanishka, what about you?
When I started my business, it was just like I started it. I thought everything will go vanilla, vanilla. Few days passed on, then I got to know the real struggles of business. When I joined the Biz Learner, I can say at that point of time I got the path that where I have to go and how I have to do it. And the best part about it is it's so versatile that you meet every one of your need in the group only, and the reach has increased amazingly, and everyone is so approachable. Like you can message, call anyone anytime, no one will be irritated. Everyone is so pleasant, everyone is so appreciating and approachable. So it's an amazing platform.
It's like a support
Absolutely.
for all.
Yes, it's like an entrepreneurial family where you understand each other and help each other out. And if there are audience members of the audience out there who want to know more about it, then do connect with us. You can DM us, and we will tell you more about the Biz Learners. It's a great place to be if you're looking at growing your business. I do have a few more questions from the audience, so if you ladies permit, can I ask them?
Yeah, yes,
Yeah?
please.
Sure.
Yes. Okay. So local digital marketing wants to know, will you allow us to sell on Amazon?
Yes, if I talk about my experience on Amazon, I have my account on Amazon, but I'm not working on it just because, there are few issues like um, even on Amazon, we need a lot of things. We are
Okay.
selling on Amazon, we have account on Amazon, but like to be on Amazon Prime, we need to go for the GST number from Punjab because they don't have any warehouse in Chandigarh. So it's extra financial burden for us to have another GST number and then filing the GST. This is an extra burden, and
Yeah.
for to my knowledge, to promote on Amazon, if we just created the account and put our products on Amazon, that will also not create any sale. Promotions and everything is required there also.
Yeah.
So, and for that, for the paid marketing and all, everything has some cost. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, so it's not easy to meet all the expenses and selling the products at competitive and reasonable prices to make the profits. So these are the few challenges we are facing.
Okay. Kanishka,
So
what
yeah,
about you?
Amazon has started a new platform called the Karigar for
Okay.
especially for handmade products.
Mm-hmm.
So we are being able to enroll on that. So it's good, but again the competition is with the machine made, and then the pricing, and then the promotion. You have to sell it on marginal option. You have to give discounts according to Amazon. So those things are really challenging, and then generating profit and all is quite a task.
here I have a solution.
Yes.
You see, so many times I have seen, I discussed with my friends, that it's, local support is must. Whenever
Yeah.
anybody want to start some work, the thing is, if I want, suppose I want to buy just a very small thing, I want to buy a hanky. So where I will, where would I go? I will go to market and buy that piece of cloth.
Yeah.
But I know that one of my friend has started a business, and she can stitch a beautiful hanky for me. I would buy from her.
Yeah.
So this is the local trend. But I feel, instead of buying from somewhere else, why not we buy from our own circle? So,
That
Help
is
each other grow. Yeah.
exactly. So this way we can support, and we can get the products at the reasonable prices, and we can reduce the cost. A lot of costing are there. So if you consider, the major cost of the product goes to transportation and the marketing. No doubt,
Yeah.
marketing is necessary, but
Yeah.
that level of marketing can be achieved only after we have some level of financial independence. And we should help. Whenever somebody starts the business, I request, it's my humble request to all of you, please support your family, support your friends,
Yeah.
buy from them, so that they get confidence, and help them to improve, tell them where they are wrong, help them to improve their products, that they can commercialize at a proper level. And then we, it's a step by step process.
Yes. Yes.
Instead of
Um,
going to the, yeah,
no, no, please
instead
continue.
of going instead of going to the Amazon or some branded store or somewhere, buy local. This is the first step that we should go.
Okay, that's a very sound bit of advice. Last question comes again from Tamil. He is asking if GEM is helping you in any way, is helpful.
GEM.
Yeah, the
Can you
government
please?
e-commerce platform, the marketplace, the government e-commerce marketplace.
I can't say anything about it right now, because I was never been on these platforms.
Okay, okay, no worries.
Yeah.
Kanishka, you have any experience with GEM?
no, till now I didn't had any experience with GM.
All right. So he's suggesting that he's asking if it's better than Amazon, but we'll come back to that once you guys have gained some experience with it. So hopefully in our next session, we will be able to answer that question. With that, our Insta Live comes to an end. Thank you so much, Ekta and Kanishka, for being a part of this. It was really an insightful session, and I'm sure as small business owners, as entrepreneurs, or as artisans, and even as consumers, we will be able to support the craftsmanship and art of India and keep it afloat in times to come.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks a
Signing off
lot.
here. Good night.
Bye
Yeah.
bye.
Good night. Bye
Bye.
bye.